Once upon a time, there were two little children named Hansel and Gretel. They lived in a tiny wooden house with their father and stepmother. They were very poor, and sometimes there wasn't enough food to eat. One night, their stepmother had a terrible idea. The next morning, Hansel and Gretel walked deep into the forest with their father and stepmother. But Hansel was smart. He secretly dropped little white pebbles along the path. "Don't worry," he whispered to Gretel. "We'll find our way back home." When Hansel and Gretel turned around, their father and stepmother were gone. They were all alone in the deep forest. But Hansel smiled and pointed to the shiny pebbles on the ground. "Look, Gretel," he said, "we can follow them home." As they walked deeper into the forest, Hansel and Gretel saw something amazing, a house made of candy. The walls were gingerbread, the roof was frosting, and the garden was full of lollipops. "Wow!" shouted Gretel. "Let's have a little taste." Just as Hansel was about to take a bite of the candy windows, the door opened with a creak. An old woman in a purple dress stepped out. "Hello, little ones," she said with a smile. "Come in and have something tasty to eat." Inside the candy house, the children were given cookies, cake, and warm milk. Hansel ate, and Gretel smiled too. But something didn't feel quite right. The old woman's eyes sparkled, and her grin was just a little too wide. Suddenly, snap! The witch trapped Hansel in a cage made of peppermint bars. "You'd be my dinner soon," she cackled. Gretel gasped. She had to think fast, or her brother would be turned into soup. While the witch was busy checking Hansel, Gretel had an idea. She tiptoed toward the oven and looked at the door. "I just need to wait for the right moment," she whispered to herself. Gretel was small, but she was clever. "Is it hot enough?" Gretel asked sweetly. "Take a look inside," the witch said. And just as she bent down to peek, Gretel gave her a big push right into the oven. Poof! The witch was gone in a puff of purple smoke. He ran to Gretel and they hugged with big smiles. The danger was over. Behind the candy wall, a secret treasure room appeared. It was filled with gold, jewels, and magical scrolls. "We'll never be hungry again," shouted Hansel. Gretel laughed and twirled. They were rich and free. Hansel and Gretel found their way home with treasure and smiles. Their father was so happy to see them again. From that day on, they lived happily, with love, laughter, and plenty of cookies.